Yeah, America's the place where your dreams come true, and we don't care about your race. Someone tell Kamala Harris not that smile off her face. And what the fuck she done for the United States? What's up? Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative, pandering to black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America, it's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris. Hi Kamala, bye Kamala, we don't want you bitch. Like Obama, we don't like Obama or his husband Mitch. Big Mike on the Ellen show, we know that was a dick. And this the best country in the world, stop trying to fuck with this. No hiding from the lies you helped destroy beside Biden. Inflated gas prices, food, rent, we can't provide it. Can't fix the problem when you is the problem. It's a fact, you lying. How's your bank account grow when the rest of ours are dying? Corruption. Yeah, Trump was doing great, y'all interrupted. Y'all just cheated your way into his place. You gave us nothing whole time, kept that smile on your face. With people suffering, ain't no evil piece of shit running this country. Come on, fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative, pandering to black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America, it's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris. Y'all been patient, seeing them pass laws for indoctrination on the children, God willing, y'all fall in the pits of Satan. And then all I'm saying is your whole administration done the damaging. Now the whole world just sees the United States of embarrassment. Talking about Kamala can help us, bitch, I'm not hearing it. What she done so far for this country? Hey, I'm just curious. While Biden's making speechless ass speeches.
I'm serious.
Everything y'all do just hurts us more, point blank, period. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative, pandering to black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America, it's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris.
Japanese still. You getting cooked in front of your family like a Japanese meal. It's y'all shoot the hibachi and none of you niggas can stop me. Can't help but watch me. So check this out, bro. Check this out. YouTube and its censorship. Trump won last night. To hell with that. He didn't just win, bro. That was a blowout. That was a body after body after body. I'm shape-shifted. What Trump just did was historic. Trump changed the game. Trump, man, y'all got to understand the magnitude of this election that happened last night. And yes, I did vote for Donald J. Trump. I am a proud Republican. I am a proud supporter of the party that freed and fought for over 100 years for my ancestors' rights in this country. I'm going to say that again. The party and platform that assisted and freed my ancestors from bondage. As the saying, Moses let my people go, the Republicans were the one to do that. And after we were freed, they made sure to transform an illiterate population into a literate population. Those were Republicans doing that. It was the Democrats that have always been the foes and the enemies, right, towards the black populace as a whole. Always. Even to this day, black people that are in these urban areas suffer the worst, that are ran primarily by Democrats. They got the worst schools. The education is low, poverty is high, and crime is high, and illiteracy is high under Democratic rule. So you're not safe. There's a public safety issue because of the crime, right? The culture is pretty much defunct. The family has been destroyed, all with the help of these Democrats. But guess what? In the midst of the most racist times, the most divided times on race in America, Republicans had our back. It was President Calvin Coolidge, after Woodrow Wilson was elected and he got taken out, and then Calvin Coolidge got elected, he said, the rights of the Negro are as sacred as any other American because it's always been the Republicans that had our fucking back. Always. They always been the counterforce of oppression. When it came to all the civil rights bills from 1875 to 1964, it was the Republicans in Congress that gave us overwhelming support. It was the Democrats filibustering the bills and trying to kick us out and trying to make sure that we don't get our rights that were given to us 100 years prior to that by Republicans. They have been the ones that helped us. Right here in this county I live right now, they did not want to sell land and lease land to black people. God damn it, it was a Republican that said, you know what? You don't want to sell to black people? You don't sell to black Americans? I'm going to buy all this shit and I'm going to lease it to them. This is the history. They were our allies. They still are our allies. Trump was able to tap into that. And I'm going to tell you, Trump did something very historic. And he won the presidency. You guys can get upset. You guys get mad. You liberals can cry. Cry me a goddamn river. Facts over feelings. What Trump did last night was getting 20% of the vote, of the black vote. It's the same thing Du Bois did in the 1910s when he was able to flip the black vote from predominantly Republican to 30% Democrat for Woodrow Wilson, the worst damn president in the history of America, the father of the progressive movement, which all these Democrats call themselves progressives. He did the opposite. Now he's trending black Americans towards the Republican Party, and it would be nice that we trend towards a more balanced political demographic, or at least have 50-50 or 40-60 or something like that instead of 80-90. That's ridiculous. We're selling our soul to the Democrats and we're not getting anything from the deal. We don't benefit anything from the deal. All right. And they got us twisted in these blue cities, man. 30, 40, 50, 60 years of pretty much digression and no progression. Pretty much we're seeing families breaking up, marriages plummeting within the black community. We're seeing the money tank. We're seeing our education level tank within these urban cities where Democrats rule today. So it seems like wherever Democrats are, black people suffer. Whether you want to go 100 years ago when we're in chains, my ancestors in chains, enslaved, did not have any rights in this country. Or you want to go to present day when you go look at any hood, if you want to go to the hoods of Dallas, Houston, wherever, New York, Pennsylvania, you're going to see black people suffering under Democratic rule. Look at Maryland. Look at Baltimore. Look at cities like Detroit, Michigan. Look at cities like Chicago, Illinois, and you tell me the economic status of black people there. Hell, Boston, Massachusetts. What's the economic status of black Americans in Boston, Massachusetts? It's probably closer to $0. That's sad. And those are all blue states, all blue cities. I'm talking about deep blue cities. Black people fare the worst there. Why is that? But when we get some common sense and we start practicing conservative values, right? We start practicing these things, we see we fare a little better. Like Asians, there are a lot of the Asian contingent that are very conservative. The way they teach, they make sure that their children get tutored. They don't play no game. They don't allow no outside influence that may be negative that will haunt their children's progress. We throw our kids to the wolves because we're following these damn liberals and trying to argue against things that may help your children, like school choice, where you can take them out of failing public school and put them into something else that's more competitive that may give them the edge. You don't want to take that. You want to just stick with the program. But guess what? That's changing because of Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump reigns victorious. He did something so historic with grabbing the black and Hispanic vote at hot. Man, look at this, bro. Let's look at it. I'm just going to go into the paper, man. I just can't, bloviate about this any further without just bringing out the articles and just reading, because this is crazy. I had to come out and bring this up. Congratulations to the president-elect. Congratulations to the Republican Party in that effort in pretty much obtaining the highest seat of government in the United States of America. And with a historic win, Kamala never had a chance. She got blown out. And maybe Kamala was the best thing for the Republican Party, because they did so bad the last 4 years prior. They did so terribly bad that they made that red wave come. They caused this red wave because how horrible their politics were. They passed bill after bill that surged inflation, that surged illegal immigration, catch and release policy, all these things that created this bad environment that a lot of Americans were upset about. Upset about the price of eggs, the price of groceries going up, rent. I remember having discussions with people in the trades. Were like, man, my rent just went up $300 on the spot because of inflation and all this economic pressure that everyone was dealing with. And of course, the people that own the homes or apartments or whatever, they're going to what? Trickle down those costs on their customer base. That's how it works. If they have to pay more for goods or have to pay more and mortgage insurance and all those things, then their customers are going to have to pay more. This is common sense. And it's all because of the Biden-Harris cabinet. It's all because of them. The things that they did pretty much sent this country awry. And that is what pretty much acted as the catalyst for that red wave we saw last night. This man swept the Rust Belt and the Sun Belt. Goat shit. Swept all that. Took PA. When he took PA, I was like, it's a wrap. It's over. It's over. PA's red now because people are tied up. People are tired of the blue and Biden economics with that. She kept lying to people's face saying Biden economics works. Bidenomics works. Obviously, that's a damn lie. They ran on lies. They ran on her being fake. She said she wasn't for fracking in 2019. Now she automatically for fracking. She was still in a lot of Donald Trump's talking points about no taxes on TIF. Now it's on her ballot. Now it's on her ticket. You understand? This woman was fake as hell. They threw her to the wolves and she died. She died, man. Trump was able to obtain 20% of the black vote. Let me get this article real quick. Let me go into this. All you damn hating ass dudes, man. All you vote blue no matter who brothers, man. Y'all know who you are. Y'all stuck with this damn loser, man. You know, you can't even tell me what her platform supports. You can't even tell me that. All you guys can mostly say is Donald Trump's a fascist. There's no such thing as fascism in this country because you can't have a fascist because we got checks and balances. Y'all don't know how the government works. There's 3 branches of government. There's not one authoritarian power that exists in this government. But hey, y'all listen to Sonny Austin and these people from The View and everything. They always talk about misinformation. Those people are the queens and kings of misinformation and disinformation. So let me pull this article up. I believe it's the Trump makes massive gains. Here it is. So this is from the New York Post. And it's talking about his massive gains here with voters. It says Trump makes massive gains with Hispanics nationwide and black voters in swing states exit polls. Former President Donald Trump made breakthrough gains with Hispanics nationwide and substantially improved his standing with black voters in swing states in the 2024 election, according to exit polls. Hispanic men supported Trump on election day over Vice President Kamala Harris by a stunning 10-point margin, according to the NBC News exit poll. And this is guess what they did? The pundits did on MSNBC. Guess what Joy Reid them said? The reason why The reason why Hispanic men and black men voted against Kamala Harris and voted for Donald J. Trump is because they're misogynists. See, this is how little. See, first of all, that's an insult to everyone's intelligence. Like we can't formulate an opinion based off of values and policies. We got to do it off of misogyny or just hate women. No, that's not what happened. What happened was you guys destroyed the economy. You guys dragged this country into the mud, drove it into the ground, and we said enough is enough. $300, $400 extra on the rent can kill people, man. How do you budget for that? If you're used to paying a certain amount and then you get a 400 spike, that's a lot of money. Then you got to put a car note on top of that. Then you got to put your school fees and tuition fees and all that on top of that. And all this does is culminate to a terrible problem, which was created. This shit was engineered by the Biden and the Harris campaign. It was engineered by them. They created the problem. And you use the same person who created the problem or a part of the problem. Kamala said that she was pretty much lockstep with all of Biden's decision making. And then try to say, well, just elect her again. No, this is why you got your ass whooped last night. This is why there was a red wave. That was dumb. Y'all should have at least had a primary or something. Let her run again so she can get beat again and we can get historic turnout the next election. Anyway, Hispanic men supported Trump on election day over Vice President Kamala Harris by a stunning 10-point margin, according to an NBC News exit poll. The former president received 54% support from Hispanic men compared to Harris' 44% backing. That's a big deal, man. And they thought, oh, he's racist. He hates Hispanics. Donald Trump, when he got elected the first time, this was floating around that he hates Hispanics. He loves just white people, and that's it. He never said that. These are things that MSNBC, ABC, the legacy media floated out there so you wouldn't vote for him again or you wouldn't support him. So they really do hate this man. They can't stand him. They despise him. Why? Because he's a threat to their power structure. The Democrats really want a one-party rule. They want to be able to just run things. That's why they want to get rid of the Electoral College. Talking about they want to defend the Constitution. Is not the Electoral College a part of the United States of America's Constitution? Is it or is it not? The Electoral College protects us from mob fucking rule. If you get rid of the Electoral College, then every damn election will probably be decided by New York, and LA. Don't turn this country to Canada, because that's how Canada runs. The provinces, the main cities in the provinces pretty much dictate every damn thing. They want it that way because they know more people flock to the blue cities, or usually more people live in blue cities. So they want to always have that advantage, effectively turn this country to a one-party system. So I listen to their speeches and everything, the Democrats' speeches and their talking points. I'm like, that does not align with what you're actually saying. You're claiming that, oh, we're here to support the Constitution. No, you're not. You're not here to support the Constitution. You're here to destroy the Constitution. You have already attacked the Second and First Amendment, and you want to get rid of the Electoral College. Stop it. The Electoral College was put in there by the founders to protect us from mob rule, to give people that live in states or live in areas that don't have that great of a population density, at least a voice in say in elections and national elections. That's the point of it. You get rid of that, again, the major cities are going to decide every damn election. And they're going to turn this damn place to DPR Korea. One party rule, socialist state, man. And these people are saying this shit outright. They're not hiding it. They're saying it outright. They want to centralize the damn government. They want to centralize government. No, Republicans have been saying it from the get-go. Less government, small government, less regulations, less taxes. I'm going to always roll with that side because that makes more sense. You want to punish us and pretty much rape the American people's pockets for all their excess cash so you can blow it on bullshit. literally taking government money and funding research for how to play golf on the moon. I'm not even making this up. How to play golf. Who needs that? Who benefits from that? Why is my tax dollars going to some crazy shit like that? Why? Why are you giving out grants for that? Why? The American people spoke. They were fed up with the bullshit and the nonsense coming from the Obamas, coming from the Clintons, coming from all these crazy motherfuckers that want to drive us into debt, further and further in debt, to break our damn economy. So we have to all be government dependent. No, we need to push fiscal independence. That's what we need to be pushing for. And you don't get that by taxing the hell out of every damn body. You get that by allowing us to keep the money that we fucking earn so we can build our families up, so we can send our kids to school and send them to a nice institution, so we can buy vehicles, so we can start businesses, so we can buy homes and properties and stocks. You taking an additional 20, 30,000 from somebody through income tax, and then at the end of the year, you say, oh, you owe money. You owe money. So now you got to pay additional $9,000. Now you're paying $39,000 for somebody to shove it up their ass in Congress. But we know these dudes are corrupt. Y'all remember what Clinton did with the FEMA funds? Y'all remember what Clinton did with the FEMA funds? And I will drop the link for anybody saying I sound stupid. And I'll allow you to jump on. I'll drop the link. Because I know y'all upset that Donald J. Trump is the president of America. I know y'all upset that black people had a historic turnout in support of Donald J. Trump. I know y'all mad. So this is what they do. They resort to ad hominems. Oh, you stupid, you stupid, you sound dumb. Coming from the people that only vote Democrat and always have. And look at the status, the economic status of black people to this day. Look at them. What has that gotten you? Nothing. Nothing at all. But got the audacity to try to, oh, you stupid. That's little kid shit. That's what kids do when they can't get their way or they see that they're losing. You guys are losers. You support the losers. You voted for Kamala. You voted for all those weird ass policies that don't benefit anybody. All it does is make us poor. You create more economic burdens and tax burdens. That's all you're doing. That's the idiocy. We want to talk about stupidity and idiocy. That's stupidity and idiocy, driving the damn economy into the ground, driving wealth creation into the ground. That's the idiocy. Anyway, let me go down, man. Let me read the rest of this. Donald J. Trump did terrific last night, man. It says, by comparison, Joe Biden won Latino males by a 23-point margin, 59% to 33% in the 2020 contest. Harris, 60, also hemorrhaged support from Hispanic women. The vice president received 62% support from Latinas, down from Biden's 69%. And all her numbers, when you look at the exit polls, she did worse than Joe Biden in every conceivable way. She did worse. Y'all should just left him in there. Down from Biden 69% back in 2020, the NBC News exit poll showed. Harris' 25-point edge over Trump with Hispanic females was notably lower than Biden's 39-point advantage in 2020. Overall, Trump won 45% of Hispanic voters nationwide compared to Harris's 53% share, according to an exit poll conducted by Edison Research. So Trump did very, very well with the Hispanic vote. Even though y'all try to say, oh, he had a he had a comedian that said Puerto Rico was trash. So that means all Puerto Ricans are trash. No, the comedian did not say that. The comedian said we have a floating island of trash known as Puerto Rico. Was it cringe? Was it poor taste? Yes. But was he saying that Puerto Ricans themselves were trash? No. That's what we call misinformation. Damn, it's disinformation. because we keep calling we'll miscategorize this. It's actually disinformation because you know goddamn well he didn't say that. But you want to paint a narrative because you want to win an election so bad that you lie about every goddamn thing, man. The American people, they saw right through you motherfuckers. They saw right through you motherfuckers. And people like, nah, we not voting blue no matter who no more. Ever since I was knee high, everybody in my family, vote Democrat, vote Democrat. No one explained policy. No one explained why, what the platform meant. All I heard was Republicans bad. This is before Trump. See, I acting like this is something novel with Trump. This is before Trump. I heard the same thing about Bush. I heard the same thing about every Republican president within my lifetime, that they're racist. They want to give tax breaks to the rich, and the Democrats are for us. They're for our people. They're for black. I've been hearing that my whole life, and it's never been demonstrable. It's never been demonstrated to me, because every time I see a place that is solely ruled or majority ruled by Democrats, black people always get the short end of the stick. Black people always get the short end of the goddamn stick, man. Okay? Always. Black people have been voting Democrats since the 30s. And that's when the 20s actually. That's when Democrats were entrenched in racism. That's when Democrats had what they call the KKK, right? The Knights of Columbus. Some of y'all go party at the Knights of Columbus, right? The spook hunters in LA, in the West Side. They had the spook hunters literally hurting and harming black people. Literally, not just, oh, these people are just meeting up to each other and they're saying Hail Hitler. No, literally killing, hanging, and destroying black property, burning black churches, doing all those things, and black people supported Democrats during that time when there was actual racial violence running rampant in this country. So you can kiss my ass because you support a horrible and terrible platform with a horrible and terrible history when it comes to race relations, illegally deporting Hispanics. Who's known for doing that? The Democrats. That's who's known for doing that. And no, Grand Regent Thrag, we can have that historical talk. We didn't get kicked out by the Republicans. Du Bois is the reason why black people became Republican. I already dealt with this and read all the source material in prior episodes. W.E.B. Du Bois is the reason black people started to vote Democrat. Now, you did have sprinkles of black people supporting Democrats, because prior to, you had black people that supported the Confederate side because they were free blacks and they owned slaves. And they believed in the right of owning slaves. We can have a historical talk tonight. Y'all don't want that work. Y'all don't want that work. You niggas that vote blue no matter who don't want that work tonight. I can give it to you, man. And I'm tired as hell. Just ran 2 damn calls after our calls. Tired as hell. Stayed up last night, and I will still give you that goddamn work on the Democrat Party. Because y'all still sleep. Y'all still in zombie mode. Y'all still in rest mode, man. W.E.B. Du Bois is the reason that black people turned to the Democratic Party. He took 30% of the black vote during the Woodrow Wilson election and campaign because he was upset with Teddy. Old Teddy Roosevelt. That's the history. That's how we started voting for Democrats en masse. Has nothing to do with Republicans kicked us out. No, we chose not we, because it's not us. The ancestors of black Americans chose to vote Democrats willfully. And they did it with one of the worst presidents in the history of America. The father of the Progressive Party, by the way, which I love to say y'all progressives. The person who created fucking income tax. Woodrow Wilson. He came into office and desegregated the White House. It was already integrated. He desegregated it. He sparked the KKK, and the KKK revived in the country. The Union destroyed the KKK, and he revived it. And that's what 30% of the black vote went to. And it was enough of a margin. I'm going to show y'all how important the black vote is. It was not enough of a marginal success to get him in office. We elected that motherfucker that advocated for people to actually harm us. See, now y'all do this conspiracy shit. We're talking about it at a time where people getting hung, crosses burnt on their damn lawn, getting chased, sundown towns and all that shit. If y'all want to talk Democrat history, let's talk 1990s Texas. Let's talk about Sims, Texas. Let's talk about it. You couldn't even be there. That was a town full of Democrats. If you was black, you couldn't even show your fucking face. That's in the 80s and 90s. Texas didn't become Republican to 90-fucking-4. So miss me with that, man. You can really get that work on the Democrats and their race relations. It's been fucking terrible for majority of his lifespan, man. Y'all bots for MSNBC, CNN, ABC, and all the legacy media. And y'all buying into that shit. Most y'all was born in the 80s and 90s. It's a shame I'm talking to millennials in my damn age group. And y'all forgot Texas was a fucking blue state. My mother going to school, still fighting with the people across the train tracks. Let's talk about it. Because they want to accept the fact that black people going to school with white people. Those are Democrats. Those are fucking Democrats. 70s, 80s, 90s. What's that man named Bird that got drugged in Texas in the back of a truck? Those are some Democrat honkies, man. Rednecks. Those are fucking Democrats, man. Y'all better wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Regurgitating shit you heard on MSNBC. We can have that talk. We can go decade for decade on this platform, buddy. Trust me. We can go decade for decade. These motherfuckers been mistreating us. Been against us. You want us to fucking support your platform? Kiss my ass. Trump 2024. Fuck is you talking about? Everything that the Democrats stand for has been the downfall of black Americans. Every fucking thing. And they want to snuff out the little options that we have, like having charter schools and stuff. No, you shouldn't be able to. You should be stuck in the damn public school that's failing. No, motherfucker. I'm taking my child out because I want him to have a chance. And he has a better chance in this school of my choosing. That's not locked into a damn school zone or a zip code. Created by racist ass white people, by the way. You guys are ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous, and your library's small. Your source material is small. Get your fucking weight up. Now, as I was saying, Donald Trump, thank you, Democrats gave us the problem. Bro, we can go, bro, I can do 8 hours straight on this shit, bro. 8 hours straight on how horrible Democrats have been with race relations. You don't want to go down that fucking road. You don't want to go down that fucking road. You misinform and disinform. And people that been following me know goddamn well I got the source material to back up every goddamn thing I said. You made an error. You're speaking erroneously. Black people chose to become Democrats because they were up because Du Bois, not even black people in general, Du Bois was upset with Teddy. And to show that he was upset with Teddy Roosevelt, he was like, you know what? Next election, we're going to vote Democrat. And they let in the worst motherfucker in the history within the last century to ever be fucking president. Charlemagne, I should kick your ass. I should put a foot up your ass for what you said today on the Breakfast Club. Quoting that article, Donald Trump ran the most racist campaign in the history of America. Bitch, do you know anything about Woodrow motherfucking Wilson? Do you know anything about racial purity laws? What about 1891, motherfucker? Motherfuckers literally ran on the disenfranchisement of black people. But he hoping and praying you motherfuckers don't read. You motherfuckers don't research. You don't study. That's why they survive. That's why this party thrives. Because they know your ass ain't gonna do nothing but watch TikTok. They know it. They know you gonna argue for these niggas. You gonna fight tooth and nail for them. They got your ass because you are an idiot and you love being an idiot for the Democrats. Say it again, Elkine. Shout out to my brother, Alaskan went red. Hey, shout out to my brother Elkine. He said Democrats don't really care about black people. They want the whole reparation studies, but instantly pass the Asian hate bill. Exactly, bro. You an afterthought. Y'all giving up the cheeks for free. I don't gotta do nothing for y'all because you're gonna give me 90% of the damn vote anyway. Well, thanks to Donald J. Trump, that's changing. That's changing. Thanks to Donald J. motherfucking Trump. And y'all can cry in the motherfucking car, nigga. Cry your ass a motherfucking river. We don't give a fuck. It's been 100 years of this fucking abuse from this goddamn party. And sitting around just taking it like you're a goddamn prisoner in a cell with Vaseline up your goddamn asshole. Anyway. So Trump won 45% of Hispanic voters nationwide compared to Harris's 53% share, according to an exit poll conducted by Edison Research. However, Trump's share with Hispanics of both genders was up 13 percentage points compared to the pollster's 2020 exit survey. So he did amazing with Hispanics. The 45th president also made inroads with black voters, gains that were readily apparent in swing state exit polling. In Wisconsin, Trump more than doubled his support among black voters compared with 2020, NBC's exit poll found. Follow the post live update. The GOP nominee received about 20% of the black vote in the Badger State, far less than Harris had 78% backing, but a substantial improvement over his numbers last cycle. In 2020, Trump only won 8% of black voters in Wisconsin. In Georgia, Harris ranked in 83% of the black vote, less than Biden's 91% support in 2020. So she did worse than Biden. The vice president did worse with black men in the Peach State, a demographic former President Barack Obama shamed for Trump supporting Trump. Yeah, that's where Obama came out there. How could like trying to shame people into voting the way you want them to vote? I thought this was a democracy, like y'all keep saying, even though this is not a democracy, this is a fucking republic. This is literally a republic. This is not no damn pure democracy or mob rule where the majority of people that vote get to select. That's unconstitutional. Unconstitutional shit, man. But y'all claim we fighting for the Constitution. No, you motherfuckers have been trying to change the Constitution for over 100 damn years. You motherfuckers, they should have never let you niggas back into Congress. Y'all gonna make me rant tonight. You should have never let you niggas back into Congress, man. Because all you did was come back and disenfranchise my ancestors. All the fuck you did as soon as you got back in. And it's because of damn stinking ass Northern Democrats and Abraham Lincoln died. And John Andrews, or John Adams, whatever the hell his name is, Andrew Johnson, became incumbent president to replace him, which was a damn Democrat. And he stalled on 13, 14, 15 amendments. On the 13, 14, and 15 amendment. Then we finally get that passed. And we said, listen, the Congress said, listen, you southern states can come back into the fold. come back into Congress. With one exception. You have to honor the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. And I swear these motherfuckers had their fingers behind their back twisted when they said, yeah, we'll do that. And ever since then, you let them motherfuckers back in. All they did was disenfranchise and hurt black people. Poll taxes. You know the history, you know. Did everything they could, make sure we couldn't elect people in power, make sure that we couldn't get educated, try to drive us away from higher learning, higher education. Did everything because they said, speaking properly, that's where y'all get it from. I'm telling you, a lot of y'all are reincarnated white folks, reincarnated rednecks. Speaking proper is for white people. That's what they would say. That's what the fuck they would say. Education, being properly educated is for white people. They will push these ideals in separate but equal and all this other shit. The Dred Scott decision before, like we can go on and on and on and on about this evil ass fucking platform that didn't start just yesterday. Oh, they're new. That not renewed. They're not. Y'all all of a sudden y'all Christians and shit. They born again. They not born again. It's the same goddamn platform, man. Same damn platform. And y'all claim to be get rid of Robert E. Lee statues and get rid of this person's name. And this person, he was a racist. He owned slaves. Why does he have a university named after him? Get rid of the fucking Democrat Party then. Get rid of that. Let's go, man. Donald J. Trump. Let me see. Anyway, the vice president did worse with black men in the Peach State and demographic former President Barack Obama shamed for supporting Trump. 73% of black men in Georgia backed Harris compared to 25% for Trump. A marked decline from the 87% of black males Biden won in the state in 2020. Harris was also running behind Biden with black women in the Peach State, receiving 89% support from the demographic compared to the president's 95% backing 4 years ago. Fox News exit poll showed a similar trend in North Carolina, where Trump won about 20% of black men and 11% of the overall black vote in the swing state. That's what I'm saying. These votes matter. These votes matter. A lot of people say, I don't vote because my vote don't matter. Nah, your vote matter, bro. Your vote gonna matter. When you look at these razor-thin elections or these close elections, that 11%, that 20% means a lot. It means a lot. Anyway. In 2020, Trump only received 6% and 5% support from black men and black voters overall, respectively, in North Carolina. In Pennsylvania, the state that could decide the winner in the 2024 election, the trend was also apparent. Biden received 94% support from black voters in the Keystone State in 2020 compared to Trump's 5% backing figures that were roughly the same with just black men. However, this time around, Trump's backing ballooned. It ballooned to 17% overall and 23% among black men in Pennsylvania. So he made gains, man. He made gains. Elkhorn, don't tell him that. Why you telling? Oh, man, he's spilling the beans, bro. He's spilling. Republicans created HBCUs. All right, we got to talk about it. Republicans created HBCUs. Not even just talking about what Trump did, which, that was monumental. Not even talking about any of that, the Jobs Act or Opportunity Zones. We don't even got to bring none of that shit up, Elkhorn. Who created HBCUs? Republicans. Who transformed a largely illiterate population into a literate one? Republicans. Republicans did that. You giving away the beans for no reason, man. If any man be ignorant, you gotta let niggas be ignorant. He want to be blue no matter who. Let that nigga. It's other brothers that's waking up, man. It's other brothers that's waking up to the facts and smelling the damn coffee instead of voting for the same party for over 100 years and getting the same goddamn result. They foot up your ass. I hope you got plenty of Vaseline because you're going to need it. Anyway. So that's that article. Let me read this one. Niggas hate to just analyze the sources, man. Analyze sources. U.S. election 2024 results. How black voters shifted towards Trump. The Republican candidate almost doubles his support among black voters compared with 2020 exit polls suggest. How and where? We break it down. There's the sign right there, blacks for Trump. Blacks for Trump. Why? Because we want economic freedom. Why? Because we want to grow our businesses. Why? Because we want some of them damn taxes back. We don't want to keep paying goddamn taxes. High ass taxes. That's what we want. We want less government involvement. Y'all want more. Y'all want to centralize the goddamn government. Y'all want this country to become DPR Korea. Y'all want to be like Maoists and everybody get a bowl of fucking rice. Equity for everybody. Everybody get a bowl of rice. Something is fucking wrong with y'all, man. Legacy media ass niggas, man. When Kamala Harris was confirmed as Democratic candidate for the United States presidential election in August, she had hoped to become the first woman, first Indian American, and second African American to make it to the White House. Somebody called Kamala Harris Masala Harris. Somebody called her. That nigga's crazy, bro. I was on Facebook and I said, why I didn't think of that? Why I didn't think of Masala Harris? Harris was expected to reverse a troubling trend for Democrats and win black voters who had been drifting away from the party. Since then, her campaign has targeted black voters in battleground states, often with the support of the country's first black president, Barack Obama. Yeah, we tired of his ass too, man. You sold us 8 years of bullshit, came back around, supported Biden, and said, yeah, vote for Biden. This motherfucker, incoherent ass, motherfucker don't know his head from his asshole, and that's who we supposed to elect. That's who got elected. And when he got elected, he said, thanks to the black community. I was like, oh, man, cringe. And all they did was raise fucking inflation. After being warned that if you pass this bill, the inflation is going to skyrocket. What the fuck happened? You can't shut down the economy and then start printing money like crazy. Come on, man. Some of this shit just common sense, man. That shit was done on purpose, bro. That was too stupid to not be done on purpose. You had to fucking do that on purpose, man. That's why we saw that spike in 2022 and everything went out of whack. Interest rates went up and everything, trying to mitigate the shit. I bought a truck during that time. I probably paid an additional $10,000, $15,000 alone because of that. And these real world situations, and they have real world consequences, that the country was like, fuck no, we're not hiring you again. When you do a bad job, you don't get hired. You don't get rehired. All right? We done with that. The contract says 4 years. Thank you, ma'am. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Get the fuck out of office. We're not fucking with y'all no more. Bring me back Donald Trump, man. And I vote, I look at all the various elections, local and statewide too. You got motherfuckers in Texas that want to pretty much stymie oil and gas, which is the economic backbone of fucking Texas. So you goddamn right, I voted for Christie. And she won. I checked the damn results this morning. She did win. Motherfuckers want to fucking get rid of what makes us great and what keeps us thriving. Why our economy is so strong, and why I think 22% of all American exports come from Texas. Like, nah. Back the fuck up, or you get smacked the fuck up like your mom and this bitch. Anyway, yet as a result in Tuesday's election trickling in, a stunning fact emerged. It is Trump, not Harris, who gained support among black voters compared with the 2020 election, as the former president won the White House. So how much support did Trump secure from black voters, and how did he do it? How did Trump do with black voters in the 2024 election? Black voters have for decades predominantly voted for the Democratic Party. Ain't that the truth? Y'all always talking about the party of change. We need a new, like, this bitch really said we need to turn the page. From what? Okay, yeah, we're going to turn the page, all right? Because your ass been in office this whole time, too, acting like you just popped out of nowhere, acting like you just got dropped off on some Prometheus shit, Ridley Scott alien shit. You just got dropped off on the planet Earth. We don't know who, when the data Earth, the data Earth stood still, head ass. Right? You just came out of nowhere, and nobody knows that you were just a part of Never mind. You want to turn the page? We turn the goddamn page. Donald J. Trump is our president. The fuck out of here, man. Fuck wrong with niggas. Anyway, black voters have for decades predominantly voted for the Democratic Party. I keep saying you always vote for this goddamn party. What do you get out the deal? Nothing but a sore asshole and an empty bottle of fucking Vaseline. Yeah, he probably did. He probably did, bro. He probably did vote for him. It's like I didn't even vote for that bitch. But yeah, man. Oh, what did y'all get for voting? What did our ancestors get? What did our people get? What did our demographic group get for voting for the Democrats en masse for decades, for a century? What did we get it? A sore ass and an empty bottle, a bottle of fucking Vaseline. That's what you got. y'all was tooted up like Charlemagne in that picture, man. Y'all was tooted up. Y'all was ready to bring on some more pain. Bring the pain. That's what you niggas was doing. Oh my God. And the pattern on the whole, has it changed? Harris appears to have won 80% of the black vote, according to the exit poll by the Associated Press. But that's a drop of 10 percentage points compared with 2020, when the current president, Joe Biden, won 9 of 10 black votes. The beneficiary, Trump, who won 20% of the black vote this time. He won 20%, man. 20%. That's a huge deal, bro. That's a huge deal. Like I said, the boy was able to flip the whole thing and draw more black voters towards the Democratic side. You know what I'm saying? In one fell swoop, and he did 30%. You know what I'm saying? Trump did 20%. That's a huge deal. Like, if you look at all the presidents, they get like 12% at the most, like within the last 20 to 30 years. I think Reagan probably got a little bit more than that. Nixon probably got the most in recent years, but nah. Within my time on this earth, you're lucky to get 8. I think Bush got 6 one time. Low percentage, man. And nobody voted for McCain. And Mitt Romney, sorry ass. Those were weak ass candidates too, man. Those was punching bags. Obama ran through them niggas like it was nothing. Nobody they got like 4% of the black vote. So what Trump did was amazing. Getting 20%. 20% of the black, that is monumental and historic. Monumental and historic. So all this hate messaging that y'all try to do and try to discourage people and trying to make us go back to the fucking Democratic plantation. No. Be a good nigger. Go vote for the Democrats again. It didn't work this time, man. It didn't work. I'm so proud of all the black Republican voters out there, all the people that voted, that were independent, that were leaning Republican, even the Democrats that, lifelong Democrats that decided to go ahead, you know what? We tried this, we played this damn game. I'm tired of having a sore asshole and an empty bottle of Vaseline. I'm tired of seeing our communities in ruin. I'm tired of seeing black men and black children in general, especially black males, young black males, lead illiteracy, like the highest illiteracy in the damn country. Tired of seeing that shit, especially in these places supposed to be, for black people. Oh, Democrats are for black people. Look at Jesse Jackson. Who cares? Who gives a fuck about? What was that idiot I heard on the radio? I was at the supply store picking up material for a job, and I was speaking with the guy over the counter. And I was like, I just had to say something because they had him on the radio, man. Al Sharpton. I'm like, man, he been saying the same shit since I was a little boy, man. Same exact racial messaging. And, pretty much you got to go with your skin color. Vote with your skin. Vote with your skin. No. Not vote values. Not vote for your benefit. Not vote for things that are advantageous to you and your family. Don't vote for that shit. Vote for skin. Just vote identity. And that's all that matters. Don't question anything. Vote blue no matter who. He was giving that message, and I just had to say something, man. I was like, nah, bro. Like, I'm tired of this shit, man. This nigga do this shit every fucking year, every fucking election cycle, trying to drive the slaves back to the plantation, man. Slave catcher. With the same old ass, boring ass rhetoric. We tired of it, man. as you can see, 20% of the black vote went to Trump. We tired of this shit. We see that y'all have, pretty much had all the seats in our communities running shit, ruling shit, with all the decision making. And we ain't getting nothing out the deal, man. Nothing out the deal. Living impoverished, going to the most wretched schools. You understand? Faring the worst economically, having opportunities stripped from us. I mean, we can go on and on and on about this. Supporting blue, no matter who shit, has done nothing. Man. Look at Detroit, bro. Look, god damn. All I gotta do is say Detroit. I don't have to get the statistics or nothing. Detroit, motherfucker. Look at it. That shit is entrenched in blue votes and blue policies. And Chicago, Illinois is the same way. Trump did. He was competitive there. He did a lot better in those areas. Man. That's just showing there's a wave in this country. There are voters in this country, no matter what color they are or what racial demographic they belong to. They're just tired of this shit, man. And as you can see, the same thing with the African American demographic. They're fucking tired, bro. Tired of the same old, bro. Meat and potatoes again? Like, damn, it really don't even be meat and potatoes. It be Salisbury steak and shit. The microwave freeze joints. You know what I'm saying? The freeze joints, motherfucker, don't got no flavor, no nothing. That shit nasty as hell. You got to eat it. You might as well eat the box, goddammit. The box got more flavor. You might as well eat the damn cardboard box. Shit. If Democrats are so good for us, I don't even have to go there, bro. Just look at the fucking results. You got to be a brainwashed cult member, man, to keep voting for these guys and putting them in positions of power, and all they do is drive you motherfuckers into the ground. That's all they do. Disrupt the family structure. When BLM came out, they put that on their website, and I had to laugh and chuckle at it that they were against the nuclear family. I'm like, you against the nuclear fucking family? Oh, well, shit. It really don't fucking exist in high numbers in the black community. It's a very low number in comparison that we still have that. And you talking about you against it. That's what I'm talking about, man. Crazy ass shit like that. Anyway, and they're not doing it. They try to turn your kids into freakniks, and kindergarten's got to learn about gay sex and anal sex and shit now and shit. All type. I'm like, I don't know how do you sit there and this is the conclusion I came to. Y'all don't know what these people stand for. You don't, or you just don't give a fuck. Because there's no way I'm killing somebody if my child come back first, second grade or some shit, and he done got puberty blockers or something because they want to put into law that the child can get it without the parents' consent. These are serious discussions that's going on in this goddamn country. And I will kill a motherfucker about my child, man. You got me fucked all the way up. If you're going to coerce him and groom him or her into doing some crazy shit like that, I'm going to fucking jail. I'm going to fucking jail. There's nothing you can tell me. If my child came home because some crazy ass fucking liberal put into law that they don't have to get consent from the goddamn parent to give them fucking puberty blockers, and I find out somebody is going to hell and I'm going to jail. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. Here go another one. Trying to make these bathrooms unisex and allow trans children or trans men, grown ass trans men, go in the fucking bathroom with my daughter. If something happened to my daughter, I'm going to jail. That's it. There's nothing. There's no other rationale. I am going to jail. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to talk about. There's no debate there. You motherfuckers are crazy. And that's all on the goddamn ticket. That's all on the ticket, man. That was all on the ticket. You know what I'm saying? But hey, y'all want to vote that in. Y'all want people to radicalize this country so bad and put shit like that on the law books. That's what y'all want. They telling you that's what they doing. The troll says, stop listening to Alex Jones. I didn't get that from Alex Jones. I got that from directly from the horse's mouth. Oh my God. Ugh. These idiots, man. Y'all love the blue side, man. Anyway, the beneficiary, Trump, who won 20% of the black vote this time, according to the exit poll, he had won 13% of the community vote in 2020 and 8% in 2016, which in itself was the highest level of support by black voters for any Republican since George W. Bush in 2000. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's historic. You're gonna have to give it up. That's historic, man. So all this, he's a Nazi. He hates black people. All that shit didn't resonate because we still went out and voted for him. Dummy. We still went out and supported him. Y'all threw all these accusations on this man. Still went out and supported him because we already seen what an election was like. Well, half of it at least, because the other half y'all kept trying to fucking put the nigga out of office. Y'all ran interference like a motherfucker, and he won every time. This nigga came up every time. Every fucking time. Assassination attempt after assassination attempt. And this man rose to prominence every fucking time. And now he's the goddamn president of the country. You niggas mad. Y'all upset. Return of the GOP, nigga. Return of the GOP. You just gonna have to deal with it. Like, we have to suck it up and deal with Biden for 4 years and inflation go through the fucking roof. Interest rates go up and shit. Mortgage insurance went up. How we have to go through that bullshit. And then my customer base drying up because now they don't want to buy services because they trying to figure out how they're going to eat. They trying to figure out how they're going to put gas in their car. That's another reason why Democrats got their ass whooped last night, because you literally didn't speak to none of that, man. Like, you just ignored all of the fucking plight of Americans. You just don't give a fuck about us. And it was like, you out of your fucking mind. You think I'm going to put this fucking you put this fucking leftist in office after what they did. You out of your fucking mind. And the people spoke out and shit. We here, man. We here. Donald Trump is the president of the country again. And we're going to see how this shit pan out. Taxes are going to get cut again. Hopefully we can drill into some energy, cut some costs that way. I'm all for it. I'm stoked, man. I'm on 2 hours of fucking sleep. Went, did a whole day, did emergency calls, still running, man. But I could not lay down. I could not lay my head down tonight without at least making some kind of video addressing this. Trump's monumental win, this historic win. He mopped the fucking floor with Kamala. She just underperformed every fucking where, man. I think only demographic I saw, unless it was updated, that she really just ran the table with was like people over 65 and shit. People over 65. Everybody else is like, nah, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Hell no. Hell no. All right, let me address the troll in the room real quick. He says taxes for 90% of you will not have tax cuts. According to what? Source up. Source up. Because every time Republicans have control of the purse strings, everybody across the board is unilateral tax cuts. Y'all keep repeating shit, but y'all never prove anything. Show me the source. And then when you show the source, if you have one, you're probably not talking out your ass. I'll just go simply to the graphs and show you that that's simply not fucking true. People forgot that Donald Trump, just 8 years ago, was president. We remember the tax cuts that we all benefited from. My tax bracket benefited from it. I paid less taxes under Trump. It was high as hell. The last motherfucking president. All right, you're not giving me any sources, bro. You're just talking. You just give me a fucking source. I want a source. You're not giving me any goddamn sources. You're just talking. Anyway. Anything. I'm trying to see if I can find something that's worth of note that this troll left here. He just talking out his ass, probably mad because he wasn't able to use the rest of his Vaseline. He mad because he wasn't able to use the rest of his Vaseline. He want his ass to be sold from the Democrats, man. This is you in the chat, bro.
Somebody tell his cheerleaders to get off yo dick. Because they gonna hype every single bar up that this nigga go spit. He can say something that doesn't make no sense. Like, bibbity bobbity boo. They gonna be like, oh shit.
You coming with that bibbity bobbity boo scholarship, man. Just saying shit, flinging shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. And I just want sources. I don't want your thoughts and opinions. I want sources. I want accredited source. I don't want this, a Facebook post or something. No, I want a real source. For all the shit you said. You're wrong on every fucking thing, man. Majority of what you say, all y'all do is fear monger. Why would you vote for Trump? You hate black people. You like Nazis. Do you know what a Nazi is? Can you define what a Nazi is, troll? Can you define what the fuck a Nazi is? Can you explain the Nazi platform? Can you explain the policies of the Nazis? No, you can't. You just regurgitating shit that you probably heard from Sonny Austin or some shit.
Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
Still waiting. Y'all see that? No sources. No sources. No sources. Thank you, Mr. Blacktastic. He says they blame and shame black men for the loss, but not the white man who's president that shouldn't have been running that prevented them from selecting a better candidate and handicapping that party. Exactly. That's y'all fault. Y'all didn't have a primary. Y'all didn't have a primary at all. Y'all had a selection, not in an election. We had a primary. Everybody voted for Trump. Everybody thought DeSantis was going to dethrone Trump, but that didn't happen. Trump came right up there, got voted for. He is now the champion. We are the champion. Elcon says, came on late, but did you mention the relationship between Democrats and the KKK? Yes, I did. I did mention Woodrow Wilson coming in, and after, because the Union disbanded the KKK in the 1870s, but when Woodrow Wilson was elected, he sparked pretty much rebirth of the KKK in this country, and they went wild after that. Yeah, they good for making up shit, bro. They just make up shit, man. Can't get no credible source material. Just say any goddamn thing and run with it. Anybody watch my channel, they know all I do is read from the source material. Anyway, Mr. Black Tasha says voting blue, no matter who, is like going to prison with the butt part. That's what I'm saying. These niggas who want they went and bought a fresh jar of fucking Vaseline for this election cycle. But yeah, we're gonna bring these motherfuckers back in. I didn't get enough last time. Even though they ripped tissue last time, I didn't get enough. I done healed up. I'm ready for another cycle of this shit. Yeah, voting blue, no matter who, is like going to prison with the butt part cut out of all your clothes and a sign on your back that says open. Yeah. Yo, you spitting, bro. You spitting.
Get him. Oh, Green Jimmy the cricket suit wearing ass motherfucker. Get him. Oh, short Colin Powell haircut having ass motherfucker. Get him. Little Angela Davis mustache wearing ass motherfucker. Get him. Little Richard Pryor shortcut fade having around the side wearing motherfucker. Little Sammy Davis Award Jr. Afro haircut having ass motherfucker. Get him. Dynamite Disco Danny devastating. Get him. Don Cornelius with a haircut.
Gentlemen, if you don't mind, I'd like you to sit down. I would like to continue.
Excuse me.
Mr. Black Tassie, you cooking this nigga, bro. You cooking this troll ass. That nigga was like, listen, instead of Pastor Cavassier, that nigga said Pastor Vaseline, man. That nigga cold-blooded. That's all right. That's a good point. That's a good point. The reason why, because they have been manipulated by this goddamn party to only look at identity. This is why we call it identity politics. Identity matters. I got a message from whatever pack that was here in Texas, like, let's vote and get the first woman president in office. I'm like, yo, that's all y'all care about? That the fact that she's fucking female? Y'all don't like. What is she gonna offer? Like, what is her views? None of that. They just vote because she's a woman. Vote because she's black. That's it. That's how dense these motherfuckers are, bro. And we supposed to say, yeah, you're right. Let's just go ahead and vote. She's black. No, niggas didn't do that. A lot of niggas we came out and was like, nah, I'm going to vote for what matters to me. I'm going to vote based on policy. I'm going to vote on issues, not whether or not somebody's black or not. You know what I'm saying? We voted for the orange motherfucker. We voted for the orange motherfucker because I remember 2016, 2020. I fared better than I did 2020 to 2024. It's just that fucking simple, man. This shit ain't hard. Let's see what else. Yeah, man. So people gonna make excuse after excuse after excuse to keep doing this shit, and we've been doing. I'm gonna show the charts right here. How long we've been voting for Democrats. Let me show you this real quick, Elkine. Black vote percentages last century. Let me just put it like that. And just show you guys this real quick. So as you guys can see, here's the graph. 1936. A high clip, man. 70% clip. All the way to 2004. 88%. That's over 80 fucking years. Now we getting close to the 100-year mark. But again, you got to go before this. It's not showing on the graph. You got to go to the time when we really started voting for these motherfuckers. Boy, when we started giving all those damn votes under FDR, 1936, almost 100-year span, man. And again, it's during the time of terrible race relationships, during the time of racial purity laws, people getting disenfranchised based off skin color. During all this damn time, during the time of the army being segregated, we can go on and on and on and on about the mistreatment of blacks, right? There's time. And lo and behold, during this era, to the present day, we voted en masse for Democrats, bro. There's the history right there. It's right in your fucking face. It's right in your face. So when people say, oh, it's because of race relationships, no, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. Because when we started doing this, when our demographic group started doing this, it's some of the most racist times in American history. Yeah, Yeah, the HBCUs things. He don't even know who created damn HBCUs. Those were Republicans, sir. Oh, Black Tassie, you were going in too, man. Yeah, you niggas a tag team in this nigga. He said slavery. There's one. Yeah, that we benefited from that. Like, I mean, it was this easy shit, bro. These dudes are numbskulls, bro. And I hate getting on them because ultimately they're not the problem. Ultimately, the legacy media is the problem. Ultimately, the Black Caucus is the problem because they sit there and they program these dudes and these women and these people to just think a certain way, push identity politics. They're not teaching them this history. They're not showing them, decade upon decade of Democrat support and before that and how things came to be. Everything is mythicized. Everything has been mythicized, misrepresented, everything. And they're not properly informed. So really, I don't like doing this because I got to go in on them, but I don't like going in on them because I know they're not really the problem. The source of the problem is these motherfuckers in the legacy media, man. Your Barack Obamas and shit. They the problem. You know what I'm saying? Jesse Jackson been pimping out people forever. Al Sharp pimping them, man. Race hustlers. And they falling victim to it. He's just another fucking victim, bro. These dudes are victims. I really try to, drive any animosity towards them. I don't want to do this to these randos or these trolls. I really don't, man. I'm just making an example. But you not the issue, man. It's these motherfucking people that got this damn. Look at how long they had a hold on this demographic group. Look how long. Damn near 100-year chokehold on the Black fucking vote, man. 100-year chokehold. Right. Slavery, that's a benefit. Ended slavery. What were the judges that incarcerated most Black men? Negrocrats always want to ask what the Republicans did when they can't defend them. Yeah, exactly. That's usually what it goes to. Oh, you're talking about my buddies, the Democrats. What did Republicans do? We can name 1,000 things Republicans did. 1,000 things. But that has nothing to do with the price of beans in China when we're talking about the Democrats' terrible record. And we're talking about Trump's monumental night last night. That's what y'all really mad about. Y'all mad because Trump had a monumental night, historic night. And y'all think just calling him Hitler and racist and Nazis and using a racial slur known as coon, y'all sound like redneck. Y'all rednecks. Yo, you's a coon ass nigga. You a coon. That's exactly what the same verbiage that rednecks use in times past to down Black Americans. Congratulations. You are emulating your Democrat antecedents. Let me see this right here. I had this plan here. Where's my book at? Open up my library. And share this with you guys. Where is it at? About Fort Bend. Let me find this real quick. This is in a book called African American South Texas History. People think that somehow, the South was racist. Yeah, when the South was deeply racist, they were deeply fucking blue. You know what I'm saying? And our allies came from the Republican Party. So here it is, African American South Texas History, page 23 to 24. And it reads, occasionally South Texas Blacks had white help. S.A. Hackworth, a white Republican leader from Washington County and a radical Republican delegate. Damn sure we're getting help from the Democrat side. The Democrat side were disenfranchising Black people during this time. Still are. Anyway, it says Republican delegate to the 1875 Texas Constitutional Convention bought land in Wharton, Fort Bend, in Brazoria counties, and then sold or leased it to Blacks at reasonable prices during the 1870s, 1880s. After 3 African Americans from Washington County were lynched, Hackworth filed a complaint with the governor's office. Eventually, hundreds of African Texans moved to the Hackworth colony. So he provided provided a safe haven. Why? Because, again, who was lynching us? The damn Democrats. Who was disenfranchising us? The Democrats. Who wasn't allowing us to buy land? The Democrats. And man came in here and said, F all that. And they would hang white Republicans too, call them carpetbaggers and all type of pejoratives and shit, nigger lovers. But that's our history, man. That's our history. Is that a benefit? Oh, man. I'm going to learn you something, man. But again, it's the Joy Reids, the Van Jones, man. They the fucking problem. That's why they crying like a little bitch right now, because their chokehold is slipping from the Democratic Party right now. You got black men returning to the GOP. You got black women returning to the GOP. Some of them are waking up. Some of them are not buying into the Democratic lie anymore. And you just gotta accept. You can't fucking do nothing about it. He's the president. You gotta just sit back and eat that. Hold that L, champ. That's it. Hold that motherfucking L, bro. All right. From there, I want to just talk about some things that existed prior to the last couple of elections. And, I'm going to call it a night. I want to just, give Donald Trump his props. Great fucking work. Great fucking job. All these motherfucking leftists are upset. They mad. You're going to have to stay mad. You mad, nigga? Well, I'm glad, nigga. Watch this right here. Black and Blue. Black and Blue 2. Blacks flee blue states in droves. By Walter Russell Mead on the American Interest. So 2 milestones in the long, painful decline of the blue social model were reached this week and reported of all places in the pages of the very eminence of the Monday Blue, the New York Times. The first was a piece of national historical news. The census reported that waves of blue states blacks fled the stagnant job opportunities, high taxes, and rotten social conditions of the mostly blue northern states. And that's what I'm saying. Who would want to vote for any of this shit? But these are the results. And we're looking at results now. We're not looking at promises. We're not looking at, a sales pitch, a speech. Who gives a fuck about that? What are your results? What's your track record? You know what I'm saying? We need to start grading these motherfuckers. They need to get grades. They need progress reports, like back when you was in school. Oh, on job opportunities, you get a fucking F. On taxes, if they high as hell, you get a fucking F. On social conditions, F, motherfucker, F. Y'all want to reward bad behavior and shit. We need to have a grade system on this shit. We need to grade our fucking politicians. You understand? They should get progress fucking reports. And we should do the shit every month or two. Let's see what this motherfucker doing. Oh, we losing jobs? F. And then when it come time to reelect this motherfucker, we just pull the damn report card out. Like, you got all F's. You flunked, motherfucker. You ain't gonna graduate to this position. We take you out of this position. Fuck you thought this was. Ain't no Vaseline over here, motherfucker. Anyway, the first was a piece of national historical news. Let me take this off the screen real quick. The first was a piece of national and historical news. The census reported that waves of blue state blacks fled the stagnant job opportunities, high taxes, and rotten social conditions of the mostly blue northern states to seek better lives for themselves in the South. The second milestone was local and literary. Bob Herbert, for many years, the only regular black columnist on the New York Times op-ed page, has written his last column before stepping down. Let me open this back up. Hold on, y'all. The census story is a shocker. First, according to the Times, the blacks leaving tend to be the younger and better educated. Second, the 3 states blacks left in largest numbers don't just include snakebit Michigan. The other 2 are Illinois and New York. Within those states, Chicago and the city of New York, widely considered among the most successful cities in the country, are the places blacks are deserting. 17% of the black flight from Big Blue is from the Empire State After almost a century of trailblazing social policy, New York State has succeeded in creating the most hostile environment for blacks in the country. Vote blue no matter who. Vote blue. And you know, I'm gonna ease up on my people up there because some of them are learning. They're like, why am I still voting for these motherfuckers? What am I? No, bro, I'm out of Vaseline. Fuck this shit. I'm out this state. Or they stay there and they try to vote red or whatever, vote opposition, vote whatever party they try to vote for in rebellion to these motherfuckers because they got negative report card. You can't keep getting Fs on the report card and expecting to be graduated into position. What we keep doing is we graduating these motherfuckers when really they should be flunking. They should be fucking flunking. Anyway, it goes on to read, it gets worse. One would think that the blacks who choose to stay in the cold, unwelcoming North will cluster in cities where more liberal and humane governance models mandate such generous policies as quote unquote living wage laws, and where all the beautiful features of the blue social model can be experienced at full strength. But one would be wrong. Blacks across the North are fleeing the urban paradises of liberal legislation and high public union membership for the benighted suburbs. The Times interviewed a professor to get the straight scoop. It reads, open quote, the notion of the North and its cities as the promised land has been a powerful part of African American life, culture, and history. And now it all seems to be passing by, close quote, said Clement Price, a professor of history at Rutgers, Newark. Open quote, the black urban experience has essentially lost its appeal with blacks in America, close quote. When whites leave failing blue cities and states, the pundits call this racism. Yeah, they call it white flight. And shout out to Thomas Sowell because he pointed this out. Well, as soon as white flight was a thing, black flight was right there. Black people were fleeing even back then, certain cities and certain situations. It says all those white Californians fleeing Nancy Pelosi's utopia, they going in, bro, for less ambitious jurisdictions where ordinary people can do things like get jobs and buy homes. That's what I'm saying. Like, you go into these areas where homes are crazy high and it's a dearth of opportunity, dearth of jobs, and you guys like, no, let's keep voting. Let's keep voting these same motherfuckers in. You know, and then Chicago had a egregious property increase. Did y'all read about that? Are y'all up to date on the situation in Chicago where they just raised the damn property to a fucking astronomical property taxes to an astronomical number to support the incoming migrant? Like this is disgusting, nasty fucking work, bro. It says ordinary people can do things like get jobs and buy homes are clearly pathetic trailer trash hicks, too dumb, too selfish, and above all, too racist to understand the gloriously multicultural blue beauty of California today. Whoever wrote this, man, that's how I write shit. The sarcasm all through the paper, man. It says, so what are we going to call the young, educated blacks making similar choices? Dumb cracker racists? The failure of blue social policy to create an environment which works for blacks is the most devastating possible indictment of the 20th century liberal enterprise in the United States. And here, you guys still want to vote for these people with these damn detrimental ass policies that pretty much put you in situations where you have a dearth of job opportunities in general. Education sucks. And the thing is, y'all be like, yeah, education do suck. We need more money. You keep pouring money on the problem. It's not going to fix anything. Maybe it's not money. It's the way you allocate the funds and the practice that's the problem. Maybe putting 30 fucking students into one classroom is a bad idea. Maybe having only one teacher dealing with a large swath of children at one time is a bad idea. Maybe just that. Maybe we should just start looking. No. Pour more and more money into it. That's the issue. Because you know liberals love to spend money. They will spend money, spend the shit out of money, and they still have poor fucking results. Anyway, the failure of blue social policy to create an environment which works for blacks is the most devastating possible indictment of the 20th century liberal enterprise in the United States. Helping blacks achieve the kind of equality and opportunity long denied them was more than one of many justifications for blue social policy. It was a defining moral task that has challenged and shaped American liberalism for the last 50 years. Remember, these people are supposed to be helping. Remember, the blue party is supposed to be helping the blacks. They're supposed to be helping black people. But in all their efforts of quote unquote helping, they made things fucking worse. I said we should grade these. They need a report card and a motherfucking progress card. We want to see your progress report. Okay? You keep failing, now you're on probation, man. We put you on probation, you got a probation period, you keep fucking up, yank, get that nigga the fuck out of here, man. No, y'all gonna elect these motherfuckers. I want to change. Then you get another fucking deep blue motherfucker. He coming there with his crazy ass policies that's supposed to help, quote unquote. It's supposed to help and aid and abet with black education and job opportunities and so on and so forth. And they don't do nothing but tank y'all. And then y'all go back and do it again. Wash, rinse, and repeat. The census tells us that in the eyes of those who know best, these well-intentioned efforts failed. Instead of heaven, we have hell across America's inner cities. Blue economic policy has cut the creation of new private sector jobs to a trickle in our great cities. While the high cost of public union urban services and policies that favor government employees over the citizenry at large impose crippling taxes. That's what I'm saying. Y'all raise taxes like a motherfucker. Love raising taxes. Why do you have crippling taxes? Because somebody got to pay for all these crazy ass fucking programs you got. The money got to come from somewhere, and when the money don't come from somewhere, y'all print money like crazy. Creating fucking inflation, and contribute to the ruinously high costs that blight opportunity. That's why motherfuckers flee, man. They like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm going to Alabama. Fuck this shit. I'm going to Texas. Fuck this shit. I'm going to fucking Kansas. Like, they gonna run somewhere that's red where they can at least enjoy some kind of life, right? Instead of the damn rat race. So all the social welfare bureaucracies, diversity counselors, and minority set-asides can't make up for the colossal failure of blue social policy to create sustainable lower middle class prosperity in our cities. Most blacks, of course, still vote blue at the ballot box, but more and more of them are voting red with their feet. So even when large numbers of the swaths of blacks voting for these these blue policies, they still are fleeing to these red states, these areas where they can at least get some quality of life, more bang for their buck, and more opportunity. It says here, they are betting in massive numbers that Southern Republicans will do a better job of helping their kids get good education, police their communities more fairly, offer more affordable housing, and create. Oh, hold on, let me read this. See this article where NYT columnist Charles Blow blames the black flight from New York on the racist police. Deep blue New York. Oh, racism don't exist with the Democrats. Okay. Offer more affordable housing and create a better business climate. Over time, this is going to affect the balance of power in black politics and pull the Democratic Party in national consensus to the right. And see, what was this article? I really wanted to bring this up because it just speaks to what we're talking about. Why are we? Oh, black people just want to, y'all hate y'all people. Y'all hate y'all just coons or whatever. No, there's logic here. There's logic. People have eyes to see and ears to hear, and they're not no damn fool. Everybody ain't no damn fool. Listen, we losing under this system. We losing. Motherfucker, you got number straight F's on your report card and your progress report. But you want us to keep supporting you and keep hiring you. When all you do is make shit worse. You know what? I'm gonna vote for the orange motherfucker this time. Let's see what he's talking about. You know what? I'm gonna vote for Ted Cruz. You know what? I'm gonna vote for Christie. I'm gonna try these people out because we've been voting for y'all, and these are the results. This is the logical conclusion. Not all this conspiratorial talk y'all be seeing. They misogynist, they hate women. No, you just experience years and years and years being balled up bread in the goddamn blue fucking cities and blue areas, right? And having a dearth of fucking opportunities in education. And people are tired of it. And what did the article say earlier? When people get an education, they flee these areas. So as they make it, they get out. It's like people saying, oh, yeah, first thing they do is leave the hood. Yeah, for good fucking reason. Who wants to live, like in Chicago, right? There's some areas that are just so bad. Why would somebody want to just stay there, risk getting shot? There's some areas like that in Dallas, Northeast Texas, where I'm from. Why would you want to stay there? Why would you want to stay in Canterbury Projects your whole damn life? Why would you want to live there? Canterbury Apartments. Why? It's not conducive for a good life. You want to shame motherfuckers that want to do better for themselves. But anyway, that's for a whole other topic. So again, just like the article predicted, over time, this is going to affect the balance of power in black politics and pull the Democratic Party in the national consensus to the right. And goddamn it, that's what we're seeing with Trump. That's why I wanted to read this earlier before we had the cult member, the victim of the Democratic Party came here spamming the chat. Reapportionment is already pulling political power towards the South. New York today has fewer electoral votes than it did at the start of the Civil War, and is going to lose 2 more House seats in the next division. The profits of an emerging Democratic majority, driven by demographic growth among blacks and Hispanics, should probably reflect that both Southern and ethnic Northern whites were once solidly Democratic too. As those groups became a little more affluent and moved into the suburbs, their ideologies and allegiances shifted. Will blacks and Hispanics be any different? And we are seeing that shift. We're seeing it. We're living it. And what a time to be alive to see people break away from this damn destitute party, man. What a time, man. What a time when people are waking up and they going red. Let's try something else out. This ain't working. They keep flunking the damn report cards. It says the retirement of one columnist hardly ranks with the migration of a people, but the end of Bob Herbert era at the time should not pass without comment. Many readers, even true blue liberals who accept the New York Times editorial board's view of the world lock, stock, and barrel, gave up on Bob Herbert years ago. You never had to read Rob Herbert to know what he thought about any topic, and his takes on events were always earnest and moral, and usually unrealistic. As the country's enthusiasm for conventionally liberal approaches to social problems faded along with our ability to pay for them, and that's why I keep saying, y'all keep bringing up this shit that's going to create more tax burdens, make us pay more taxes, and it just doesn't make sense. All this shit, just keep dumping money on problems, not solving them, just dump money on shit. Like, people get tired of y'all always creating fucking tax burdens. Like in Chicago, Illinois, with this whole illegal immigration shit going on. Like, the people that live in Chicago are being punished. Their property taxes are about to spike. It says conventional liberal approaches to social problems faded along with our ability to pay for them. Herbert sounded less and less like a prophet calling us to help the poor, and more like a voice of resigned despair. Cassandra unheeded. As time went on, fewer and fewer people bothered. Predictability was no special vice of Herbert's. It is the nemesis of any columnist, any blogger, alas, as one applies the same political and cultural sensibilities to the news of the day. Paul Krugman is at least as predictable as Herbert, but he is more fun to read. Herbert's prose, like the lectures of Methodist Sunday school teacher, lacked the edge of Krugman's hatred, rage, and contempt for his opponents give to his columns. Herbert is a good and decent man, but goodness, decency, and predictability often translate sadly into dullness and prose. Prose, however you say that. By its lights in the context of times, Bob Herbert's column was a passionate advocate for the poor and especially for the black underclass. We need more of this today, especially as budget woes will increasingly limit the ability of governments to pay for conventional liberal programs aimed at the poor. But doing that job advocating effectively for the poor and the lower middle class is going to take more intellectual creativity and political boldness than old style liberalism can now offer. Keeping Walmart away from the people who need it, its low prices the most is hardly a triumph of social engineering. And now more than ever, a knee-jerk liberalism is the enemy of the poor. And that again, like that's what we're seeing, man. That's what we're seeing. The more we go left-leaning liberal policies, it just makes people more poor. It doesn't fix anything. All you're doing is increasing poverty. You're not decreasing. And that's why I see most of these blue fucking states like Skid Row, California, like even in Boston, Massachusetts, you should see it over there in South Bay. All these homeless people just out there, you know. They got like that for a reason. Now y'all can blame them and you say it's because they don't have a drive or whatnot, but there's more to it, man. It says to begin with, advocates for blacks and the underclass have to understand that the interests of poor children have to be put ahead, way ahead of the interests of teacher unions and school bureaucracies. More generally, the urban underclass and lower middle class will never. What the hell's sending me this? Hold on, y'all. I got you, bro. I got you, bro. I think this is my brother from Baltimore. I got you. I'm gonna send it to me on Facebook. Send it to me on Facebook. I'll read it right now. Anyway, it says the urban underclass and lower middle class will never find opportunities until cities figure out how to deliver decent services at a viable price. The high taxes and entangled regulations of our big cities are walls that imprison the poor more than protecting them. Like, what do y'all got to say about this? Like, I mean, he's basically methodically going through the issues of these deep blue politics in these big blue cities. Issues, man, and all you doing is creating more poverty. That's why people have been there for decades and they still fucking lost. They still in these situations. It's hard. It's a whole hard to dig out of. I was able to dig out of it. I'm one of those success stories, and a lot of success stories are able to dig out of these situations. I use trades. I learned to trade, right? And I got really good at it. And then I was able to use my skills to pay the bills, baby. You understand? But that's me climbing out the motherfucking, out the mire. You understand? But I said, this is true. Even though the poor don't pay income tax, sales taxes and crushing sin taxes on some of the pleasures they enjoy and perhaps need most cut into their disposable incomes. Sky-high property tax jacks up their rent. High wage scales for unionized public servants inflated by collective bargaining madness and the generally high cost of living and elevated tax levels in blue America mean that the poor get less from the state. And y'all got, especially you guys living in these blue regions, your complaints and anger should be towards your officials, man, your congressmen, your senators, your mayors, your local delegates. But y'all never do that. Oh, y'all, the orange man bad and Republicans. No, look at the people running your goddamn cities in your state. They're the ones creating this environment, this bad fucking environment. It says fewer and often worse teachers, fewer cops on the beat, fewer firefighters, fewer and more crowded health services. Worse than all this, small business is crushed by high taxes, intrusive, and often irrational regulations. Why, again, what you read earlier, all this shit draw people to the right. It's like, wait a minute, I don't want to be crushed by high ass taxes. You understand? Right now, my self-employment tax is 15%. That's a lot of goddamn money that I gotta pay. 15 goddamn percent. You know, so nobody wants to be taxed out of a goddamn business or taxed so much that it eats into your damn, profits. It says, crushed by high taxes, intrusive and often irrational regulation. which means that new jobs aren't created. And that it's a domino effect, bro. It's a damn domino effect. When you vote blue, no matter who did, this is what you get. This is what you get. It's the enemy of entrepreneurship, not the friend of it, especially small business. You understand? Getting overregulated and all these high ass taxes and shit you gotta pay. Some people might quit. You know, people, you know, it takes tough people to go through that, but why make the hurdle in the first fucking place? Why create the situation in the first goddamn place? Again, you can't be mad at no damn Donald Trump. You can't be mad at Republicans because you guys elected these delegates. You elected these people to fill these seats in your city and they continue to fuck your city with no condom. I'm talking about raw dog. Raw dog this shit. The shit's sore as hell right now, man. And y'all just continue to support these people when they do a bad job and they compile problems. Y'all do it over and over again, wash, rinse, and repeat. They got y'all in a chokehold, man. But some black people are smart enough to be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm packing my shit and I'm out this bitch. I'm gonna go to one of them little red states. You know, the ones y'all call racist so goddamn much. Y'all call, oh, that's what the Nazis at. Let me go over there and see how life is over there. Anyway, let me continue to read this. It goes on to read, worse than all this, small businesses is crushed by high taxes, intrusive and often irrational regulation, which means that new jobs aren't created and new businesses don't start. That reduces demand for workers in the neighborhoods that need jobs the most. And that's why we were citing Trump with the opportunity zones and stuff like that. It actually drove people to these neighborhoods that would not do business with. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people, especially in Texas, benefit from that personally. Black, white, or other, you know, building businesses in places that you would never see. You probably see a corner store or some shit selling some alcohol, but I'm talking about real business, like other businesses, bro. Other business ventures than just a damn corner store where you can get your damn 40s at. You know what I'm saying? And buy a little bag of chips. No, I'm talking about bigger than that, bro. So, no, man. That's those community jobs most, you know, they need the economic engine and to draw people in, you know, buy property over there and increase the amount of money that district, because right now we know schools only in fucking areas, and it's just better for everybody. It said it also curtails the ability of inner city residents to develop the entrepreneurial skills and experience that could fuel the rebirth of the black middle class. Y'all claim, oh, I love black people, that's why I vote Democrat. I can't tell because y'all destroying any wealth creation in the black community. You're destroying any way for these people to amass wealth by supporting these damn policies that choke, literally choke, and starve and deprive any black upward mobility. Do you understand that? And again, this is why black people are starting to go right. This is why we're fleeing these blue cities. We tired of this shit, man. We're tired of you creating these damn environments and creating these damn situations that make it so hard to benefit and prosper. You made it this way. You made it this way. And again, I'm not upset at you trolls. You know what I'm saying? We might bump heads because you regurgitate bullshit. I'm upset at the people that have been brainwashing y'all, that fucking been programming y'all to vote blue no matter who, knowing that the result is gonna leave you out on your ass in the streets with no pot to piss in. As my mother used to say, you whooped your own ass. Anyway, disaster is too kind a word for what the blue social model has inadvertently built in the American cities. No wonder what No wonder that to be young, gifted, and black today means fleeing the consequences of blue social policy as fast as you can. No wonder that to be young, gifted, and black today means fleeing the consequences of blue social policy as fast as you can. Serious advocates for the poor in the 21st century will share many of Bob Herbert's concerns. The scandalous state of our criminal justice system is one of them. We pay far too much to imprison far too many people, and the shocking conditions in our prisons are a standing reproach to our entire society. Our wholesale confinement of nonviolent drug offenders to prison is a gross miscarriage of justice and inexcusable misallocation of scarce resources. Our failure to protect the weak and the vulnerable in our prisons shames us as a people. The answer to many of the problems of our poor people is not less government. Often, what is needed is smarter government that uses the immense power of technology to give people faster access to better services at lower cost. Some cases, such as policing the border to prevent further mass illegal immigration. And this was a big ticket item. A lot of people said they voted right because they were concerned about border security, national security. More effective government is needed to ensure that American citizens are not undercut in the labor market by desperate illegals. And we read in prior episodes about Black people complaining about illegals coming in and taking their jobs because of the educational level of these people that live in these inner cities are low, so they have to take menial jobs. And what happens is the illegals come in and take all those menial jobs from them. All this is documented. People have been complaining about this shit. Problem is, they didn't have a major voice. Trump became that major voice. Anyway, you got people like Van Jones pretty much telling you to suck it up and let it happen. On the other hand, federal immigration policy should hold the doors wide open for educated professionals, entrepreneurs who can help us lower healthcare costs and keep our high-tech industries vibrant. Historically, government mistakes like the construction of huge public housing complexes that turn into crime factories, I think my brother Ramal Yahoo brought that up earlier, have cost poor people as much or more than government neglect. Honest government will help to corruption and bribery are all too common in cities where the poor above all depend on the honesty and competence of the government authorities to protect them from unsafe working and living conditions. In some cases, tighter regulations more rigorously enforced are part of the answer. It's clear that organizations like ACORN and Planned Parenthood, perhaps less as a result of national policy than rogue employees, have taken advantage of lax regulation to exploit the poor and have failed their duties of public trust. Yeah, you guys pretty much said that, oh, this is a top of the ticket issue. You got to vote for Kamala, support these people. The only reason Planned Parenthood care because they make billions and billions of dollars off y'all dumbass. We talked about that in prior episodes as well. We read all the documentation on that and reports on that. The huge volume of Medicare and Medicaid fraud diminishes the resources available to help the poor, while often also lowering the quality of the care they receive. There are many organizations that have built large businesses at the poorly regulated and often profoundly corrupt intersections of government funding and urban poverty. For the sake of the poor, those organizations and their political connections need to be regulated fairly, transparently, and vigorously. There are some areas in which modified Bob Herbert type agenda is needed. Massive investments in urban and regional infrastructure would help bring economic development to poor areas, although dropping Davis-Bacon requirements on these projects will mean more jobs for more people and more infrastructure at less cost for taxpayers. And again, that's why what Donald Trump did with opportunity zones is good, man. You niggas is retarded. You need to create, you need the economic engine to create those jobs and create those opportunities. Without it, how you gonna get it? Out your ass? You gonna pull it out your ass? Let me read the rest of this. Herbert probably wouldn't like this, but a sensible effort led by government, but with lots of input by employers, could reform the accreditation and credentialing system and set up reasonable and appropriate regulation that will allow inner city residents, among others, to benefit from vastly cheaper educational services. Instead of complaining about the inadequacies and poor performance of some for-profit education companies, we should be moving forcefully to establish the regulation oversight that will allow these companies to flourish and grow while protecting basic consumer rights. Young is moving aggressively toward giving education for business and entrepreneurship a more prominent place in our basic K-12 curriculum and can help prepare urban minority America for the new economic realities sweeping down upon us all. Whether it is to equip minority school teachers to organize, manage, and lead charter schools. Niggas arguing about charter schools, bro. Like, damn, you don't want our kids to have no options. You want to stick them in a felon school or get stuck in a damn zip code somewhere, in a school zone somewhere, and you just don't have no choices, right? It says, or otherwise to provide the skills and promote the outlook necessary to help people start businesses. This kind of education is vital if Black inner city America is going to have a chance in the 21st century. None of this represents some kind of neo-Confederate anti-government agenda, and all of it's necessary for social economic recovery of our blighted inner cities and the construction of a stronger and more entrepreneurial Black, and for that matter, white middle class. But ultimately, we have to face the limits on the ability of government to solve the kind of human problems that blight our inner cities. These are social problems that have to be solved by social engagement. Synagogues and churches outside the inner cities have to form partnerships with the inner city churches to operate charter or fully private schools. The focus of activism to help the poor should not be a movement to persuade politicians to pass laws and raise taxes. That's the big part. Stop raising fucking taxes. To hire more bureaucrats and write and enforce more regulations. We need a movement for the poor that persuades Americans to put their own time and treasure on the line by getting involved and helping out. We read in a prior episode about how Asians got so successful. And that's pretty much what they did. They put their own money into it. They paid for the education. They paid for their tutors. Remember, these people came to this country with like a third grade education. But now, decades later, generations later, you're looking at their children. Their children are doctors, they're undergrads, graduates, postgrad, all levels of education, engineers. I work with a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? I see them all the time in the facilities on that. So they went from a third grade education, but they made sure that they invested in their children, they invested in their future, and they worked to the bone, hard as hell, selling groceries, you know what I'm saying, corner stores and stuff like that. People be hating on that and are jealous of that, as we read in Thomas Sowell's work. But that's what it took. It took sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears. It says Americans ultimately have to accept the reality that you can't eliminate poverty by hiring professionals with postgraduate degrees and six-figure incomes to sit in downtown offices and engineer policy solutions to urban ills. Yeah, that doesn't work. The Democratic way, the Democrat Party's way, in these blue cities does not work. Oh, let's get an expert in here. It does not solve anything. And dumping money on every fucking thing doesn't solve. Raising taxes, making it hard to live somewhere, doesn't solve shit. Again, they get all F's on their report card. Poverty is in a society like ours is a human problem, and it is solved one human being at a time, usually through person-to-person contact. Above all, the parent, but also the teacher, the preacher, the mentor, the entrepreneur who helps the lost and the overcome find solid ground on which to stand and build a life. As Blacks flee the citadels of blue thought, and as the paladins of blue, like Bob Urban, move toward retirement, the problems of the inner cities and the other class are still very much with us. Top-down solutions, bureaucratic interventions have, at best, a limited utility in this new environment. It's time for a national rethink and a national re-engagement on the problems of race, poverty, and class. And this was written in 2011. And it said a lot of key things to me that stood out. And, you know, while I was watching the election results, I thought about these things because I remember this article talking about drawing people to the right and how it's a hellhole in many of these big ass blue cities, man, for Black people, bro. It's a fucking hellhole and a dearth of opportunities and whatnot. Bro wanted me to read this real quick, so I'm gonna read this to y'all as well. Let me see, Bernie Sanders. Oh shit, Bernie Sanders put this out for real or this fake, bro? Nah, bro. Bernie Sanders said this shit. Hold on. Nah, man. You pulling my leg, bro. Ramal Yahoo, you there? Bernie Sanders said this, man. Let me go to Instagram and see if he said this shit. That's him? All right, I'm gonna read this to y'all, man. Let's see. He's saying, is this on his? Does he have a Twitter? X? Where he post this, bro? Will the big money interests and well-paid consultants who control the Democratic Party learn any real lessons from the disastrous campaign? Will they understand the pain and political alienation that tens of millions of Americans are experiencing? Do they have any ideas as to how we can take on the increasingly powerful oligarchy, which has so much economic political power? Probably not. In the coming weeks and months, those of us concerned about grassroots democracy and that, I don't know, man. I don't like Bernie Sanders, man. That nigga leftist as hell, man. I don't know. He be saying all that shit. I don't know, bro. Oh yeah, you gotta convince me, man. This nigga is a super leftist. He talking about spending billions of dollars going to Netanyahu. That's why them niggas didn't get the Jewish vote like they hoped. They were talking shit about Jews. Today, despite spending far more per capita than other countries, we remain the only wealthy nation not to guarantee health care. Yeah, see, you want to do that universal health care shit. That ain't gonna fucking help either. That's gonna make shit super duper expensive. It's gonna give the government unprecedented power, man. Yeah, I saw a part where he was talking about the Democrats, but it's hard for me because Bernie Sanders is one of them niggas. He one of them, man. He one of them. Yeah. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna call it a night, bro. I gotta go to bed. I gave you guys the American interest today. I gave you guys African Americans in South Texas history. I shared some of the election results. Donald J. Trump is the president. It is what it is. You niggas are gonna have to be mad. Try to educate you guys a little bit on the inner city woes with these deeply blue places and how Black people have been fleeing these areas, and other people as well, man. Like in my state, you get Californians, they fleeing the damn high ass taxes and shit, trying to run down here and trying to, make that dollar stretch a little bit more. You guys be safe out there. Trump 2024. And as always, fuck the opposition, fuck legacy media, and fuck all these people that holding and pinning down Black Americans in this goddamn cult known as the Democratic Party. We out. Peace.
Ooh, yeah, America's the place where your dreams come true and we don't care about your race. Someone tell Kamala Harris not that smile off her face. And what the fuck she done for the United States? What's up? Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative, pandering to Black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America, it's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris. Hi Kamala, bye Kamala. We don't want you, bitch. Like Obama, we don't like Obama or his husband Mitch. Big Mike on the Ellen show, we know that was a dick. And this the best country in the world. Stop trying to fuck with this. No hiding from the lives you helped destroy beside Biden. Inflated gas prices, food, rent, we can't provide it. Can't fix the problem when you is the problem. It's a fact, you lying. How's your bank account grow when the rest of ours are dying corrupted? Yeah, Trump was doing great, y'all interrupted. Y'all just cheated your way into his place. You gave us nothing whole time, kept that smile on your face. With people suffering, ain't no evil piece of shit running this country. Come on, fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years? This bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative, pandering to Black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America, it's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris. Y'all been patient, seeing them pass laws for indoctrination on the children, God willing. Y'all fall in the pits of Satan. And all I'm saying is your whole administration done the damaging. Now the whole world just sees the United States of embarrassment. Talking about criminal Kamala can help us. Bitch, I'm not hearing it. What she done so far for this country? Hey, I'm just curious. While Biden's making speechless ass speeches.
I'm serious.
Everything y'all do just hurts us more, point blank, period. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. What she do the last 4 years, this bitch should be embarrassed. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris. Left the borders wide open for the criminals and terrorists. Mainstream news station twisting up the narrative, pandering to black people, switching up her heritage. She laughing at the state of our country like it's hilarious. America, it's time to let them hear it. All together saying fuck Kamala Harris.